Welcome back, guys. Now let's just take a look at this question. They say a flower run is designed in the shape of a cone, which is this one. A hemispherical bowl of water is placed close by the chicken to drink from. So this is the bowl that they're talking about. The cone and the hemisphere are drawn as shown below. Yeah, you can see it actually. Then they say the total surface area of a cone is this, and where S is the slant height. We know that. They say the total surface area of the hemisphere is 3 pi r squared. So they give us the total surface area of what? Of the hemisphere there. The radius of both cone and the hemisphere is given as x. So here is given as x, and also here is given as x. So they also say, and it is further given that the total surface area of a cone is equal to the surface area of the hemisphere. So the surface area of a cone is equal to the surface area of what? Of the hemisphere. Now find the expression of h in terms of what? Of x. So they want the value of h in terms of x. Yeah, perfect. So first, let's just take a look at this in based on what we are given. So here we are given that a total surface area of a cone is equal to the total surface area of what? Of the hemisphere. You know? Perfect. So now let's just take a look at this. The total surface area of a cone is equal to what? It is equal to pi r plus pi, as you can see. It's equal to the pi r squared plus pi r s. Is it correct? Yeah, pi r s and pi r squared. So what is the total surface area of this? Is 3 pi r squared. Man. Is it squared? Yeah, perfect. It's a squared. So what they need, what do they need here? They need the expression of h. In other words, they want us to find the value of h in terms of x, you know. So if we can take a look here, where can we find the x that they're talking about? Oh, they've given us that both the radius is equals to x. So in terms of the radius, we can put the x. In terms of the r, we can put x. So this is going to be pi x squared plus pi x size length height and 3 pi x squared, you know. Perfect. So how can we find the value of h here? Yes, we can find the value of h. As you can see on this kind of stuff here, the slant height, we don't need the value of h in terms of what? In terms of s. We need it in terms of x. In other words, we have to eliminate this s here to our equation. How can we eliminate it? We can eliminate it easy by finding the value of s in terms of h and x here using the theorem of Pythagoras. So now let's just use the theorem of Pythagoras. Let me just use it aside from here. Yeah? Perfect. Okay, let me just use it here so that you can be able to see. Yeah? Okay, so here now we're going to use the theorem of Pythagoras, which is, it says that r here is the slant height, which is s, and then our x is the x. Now it's not the radius, it's not r, it's x now. So it's going to be x squared. I don't know if it's clear, and h squared. So what do we need here? We need to replace this s because we don't need it here to express h. We need what? We need the x only. So we can make s subject of the formula here. So s, if we square root both sides, we're going to square root both sides. We're going to be left with the square root of x squared plus hx. So now in terms of s here, we can substitute this value. So now let's go and substitute it. We're going to have pi x squared plus pi x, and then our slant height is what? Is this x squared plus h squared. This is our s. Now we just found it here, which is equals to 3 pi x squared. Why are these two equal? Is because they told us that the total surface area is the same as the total surface area of the hemisphere. Perfect. So as you can see here, we have the h, we have the x. Now we just have to simplify and leave h alone here. You know, perfect. So if you can pay attention to this, this term, which is here, is the same as this term, which are the like terms. Both of them, they have what? Pi x squared, and this one have a pi x squared, and this one have 1. So which means we can take this one to the other side. We're going to be left with pi x, which is the square root of x squared plus h, which is equals to 3 pi x squared minus pi x squared. We just take this one to the other side. Now, perfect. So here we're going to be left with pi x, which is x squared plus h squared, which is equals to 2 minus 1. Since here there is 1, is going to be 3 minus 1 is going to be 2, 2 pi x squared. Now, perfect. So from here on, we can divide both sides by this pi x because we don't need it here. Now? So we're going to divide both sides by pi x. We divide also the other side by pi x. So we're going to be left with the square root of x squared plus h squared, which is equals to, if you can pay attention, this pi is going to cancel out with this pi, and 1x that is here is going to be cancelled out with 1x. So they are going to be left with x only, because this x cancelled by the x, we're going to be left with 2x at the top, you know. Perfect. So we need h. We need to express h as a, we have to make h as a subject of the formula. What do? We have to square both sides here. Square here and also square the other side. So when we square root here, we're going to cancel this square. We're going to be left with x squared, which is plus h squared, which is equals to 2 multiplied by this one is 4. 2 multiplied by this one is going to be give us squared, like that one. Perfect. So from here on, if you can pay attention to this, these and these are the like terms. You know, this here there is 1 and there's x squared and x squared. So these two are like terms. So this is going to be h, which is going to be 4x squared minus x squared. So this one is going, our h, let me just finish it here. Let me just finish our h here. So our h squared is going to be equals to 4 minus x minus 1 is going to be 3x squared. Now, here, in order for us to find the x squared here, to find the value of h, we don't want h squared, we want the value of h. We have to square root both sides. So we have to square root here and square root here. So our h is going to be equals to 3x squared. So this one is not simplified. The way that you can be able to simplify this is going to be equals to x over 3. Like this. So if you don't understand this, these are the sets. They call it sets in mathematics. So what is happening here? This thing, let me just start here so that you can be able to understand. H squared is the same as 3 multiplied by x squared. This is still the same thing, right? So when we square root both sides. So we're going to square root here and square root here and square root here. So this is going to be equals to h. So this is the square root of 3. So the square root, it cancels the 2 that is here, so we're going to be left with x. So hence this one is the same as x square root of 3. Just in case you don't understand what is happening here. So this is it for this video. See you on my next video. Sharp.